Hi, I'm James Wilkinson and welcome to Wayfarer. Today's show is coming to you from West Hollywood in Los Angeles. Before we check into a couple of the newest hotels here in the city, here's this week's travel news. Virgin Australia has appointed Paul Scurrah as its new CEO and Managing Director following an extensive global search. Most recently, Scurrah held CEO roles at DP World Australia and Queensland Rail, as well as Executive General Management roles at Horizon, Flight Centre and Tourism Queensland. Scurrah officially commences his role on March 25, 2019 and will also join the Virgin Australia Holdings Board as an Executive Director on this date. He resides in Brisbane and will divide his time between the Virgin Australia Group operational headquarters located in Brisbane and the Group's corporate headquarters in Sydney. Current CEO and Managing Director John Borghetti will step down from his role on 25 March 2019. Borghetti has been the CEO and Managing Director for the Virgin Australia Group for the past 8 years. Still on airline news, and AirAsia is set to launch direct flights between Bangkok and Brisbane from June 25. Operated by AirAsia's long-haul affiliate Thai AirAsia X, the new services will bring around 25,000 visitors per year to Brisbane, while at the same time providing the opportunity for Queenslanders to explore Thailand's capital and beyond. Flights will be operated by an Airbus A330 featuring premium and economy cabins. In the United States, American Airlines and British Airways have announced plans to co-locate their operations in New York's John F. Kennedy International Airport's Terminal Number 8. The airlines say by moving under the same roof, it will allow American and British Airways to offer enhanced services between New York and London, further strengthening the airlines' Atlantic joint business partnership. American Airlines and British Airways will invest $344 million in Terminal 8 over the next 3 years to prepare for the co-location in 2022. The $344 million investment in Terminal 8 will include improvements in the overall customer experience, including the addition of 5 wide-body gates and 4 adjacent wide-body hard stands, as well as enhanced baggage systems, new lounges, premium check-in space and upgraded concessions and retail options. On top of that, customers arriving in New York will enjoy the ability to conveniently connect onto other American Airlines flights, and customers departing New York will gain the flexibility of 14 daily flights to London, all departing from the same terminal. Los Angeles is a focus city for Hong Kong-based Ovolo Hotels, which has been growing around Australia. We spoke to the CEO and founder Girish Jhunjhnuwala in Hong Kong recently to find out more. Girish, we're here at Ovolo Central in Hong Kong, where it all started, and it's now reimagined.
This is the first property that Ovolo acquired, and it's always been had a very soft spot in my heart, where we all started out. And Arbonneau Road is where I was born, brought up for 18 years of my life, so always holds a very special space. And when we were rethinking of how we're going to use the retail spaces that came back up to us, and we figured, hey, you know what, we really want to open up a facade, make it look really cool. The check-in was early on the second floor. We said we got to bring it down to ground floor level, make a really cool bar out of it and a restaurant. So that's worked out very well. 7 months of refurb, but we are very happy.
Now, it's not the only hotel you've refurbished. Southside's had a refurbishment here in Hong Kong as well. You've obviously refurbished in Brisbane and done some amazing jobs there as well.
To be honest with you, James, every single one of our hotels, out of 10, 9 of them have gone through a major refurbishment. You know, it's just changing with the times. You have to keep changing, and that's what we believe in Ovolo. So we kind of added F&B to most of our hotels, which is now become an integral part of what we do.
Yeah, and with Mojo Nomad, your new brand, that's a bit of a co-working space at the same time as a hotel.
Oh, absolutely. Well, the Mojo Nomad, the whole concept behind it is kind of a micro hotel. Works very well. We've got rooms are very well appointed, which is very important to us. Yeah. At the same time, we've given a lot of space for them to come down and work and meet other people, and it's all part of that same kind of Ovolo ethos that we kind of follow at Mojo Nomad too. So it's a great place to mingle and meet and work there as well at the same time.
And if you look at that concept, where do you want to take that around the world? You've obviously got 2 in Hong Kong. You obviously want to go further with that brand.
So 2 in Hong Kong. We've started building in South Yarra already. That's going to be ready hopefully by Q1 2020. That's going to be really exciting. That's quite a large project with a lot of F&B, a lot of event spaces as well. So that's going to be ready soon. And of course, we continue to look at where else we can acquire and build out Mojo Nomads.
And you've also grown the Ovolo brand as a company. If you look at where you put the hotels, and you're obviously Australia, you've acquired a number of great assets in Australia. Where's next on the horizon?
Well, we continue to grow in Australia. That's been a great market for us. We're now looking at New Zealand. Very keen on getting something across to New Zealand. And also now we've started looking into Los Angeles and London as well. Kind of following where the Australian market is going, where the population likes to travel to, that's where we're going to.
It's interesting how you've grown in Hong Kong, because Hong Kong's traditionally very much a luxury hotel market from the large degree, and you're putting these little beautiful boutique hotels in all over town.
Oh, it's worked very well. People love it. People like the styling, and I think that's where we bring in a difference. I mean, luxury sits where it sits. I guess the lower end sits where it does, and we've kind of come in and filled a niche in the market where people are looking for a little bit of difference, a little bit of more quirkiness, great art, good vibe, and that's what we do.
And very good for executive travellers. You've got great size rooms here, you've got free laundry and Wi-Fi and everything.
Oh yeah, free happy hour and free minibar and all that good free stuff. Yeah, and this continues to be part of what we do.
Yeah, and obviously, I mean, some people get sick of having to pay for all these extra things in the hotel. You just keep it simple for them.
Exactly, it's effortless. You don't need to think when you come to Ovolo, and that's what it's about.
And you can find great meals. The restaurants you've been putting in are doing very well.
Yes, so we put a lot of thoughts and efforts into how we position our F&B. And especially with this hotel, for example, Ovolo Central, the location's only gotten better and better. We're very close to Wyndham Street, where lots of restaurants and bars, I mean, award-winning restaurants. We've got Soho and now Tycoon, lots of restaurants and bars. And we had to position ourselves and say, look, listen, what's missing in this area? Yeah. And that's why we position ourselves to be a very cool vegetarian restaurant. There's nothing in that nearby vicinity that offers that. Yeah. And being a vegetarian myself, I've obviously had to do it, right?
Perfect. Yeah. Because food and beverage is a tricky thing for hotels a lot of the time. A lot of hotels don't know how to do F&B well.
Yes, we do bring in the expertise. We do bring in the wine is important. We bring in our wine curators, help curate the wines here. The offering here is going to be mostly Australian wines, and of course we've had Hetty McKinnon, based out of New York, who's curated the menu for us. Yeah.
And when it comes to yourself, you've obviously grown the business up to quite a few hotels now from this one very first hotel. Where do you see the company in a couple of years?
Well, I hope that we continue our growth. The most important thing is that as long as our customers continue enjoying our hotels, that gives us a fuel to grow more. And as I said, the US, UK, eventually Europe, that would be where we like to go.
Take to Sydney this summer aboard your own private sports cruiser. Experience the sun, the wind and the water at 70 kilometres an hour, landing you right on the beach. Discover the harbour like a local. SydneyHarbourBoatTours.com.
If you look into the distance, there's a house.
Oh, life insurance. You ever get the feeling you're being sold an illusion? Switch to Noble Oak. Sure, they ask more questions up front, but that means you get comprehensive award-winning cover with no surprises at claim time. And because you buy direct, you'll pay on average 20% less. Time for a dose of reality? To get your first month's cover free, call for a quote or search Noble Oak.
Want to ask world-class experts about your money?
What should I do?
It's an easy question, Joan. Not.
Every weekday from 12, you get the chance.
We have opened up the phone lines.
For 2 solid hours, we take your calls and emails on the topics that concern you.
Eric from Sydney is dialed in with a question. Eric, go ahead.
Pick the brains of leading industry pros and get their take on companies and the markets. Trading Day Your Call. Weekdays at noon on Your Money.
Australia's premier business journalist.
The bank could have broken the corporations law.
Goes in depth and one-on-one.
We know our business. The people at Myer don't.
With Australia's leading business and political figures.
The one unknown is they've got the left contribution to the Labor Party.
Tiki Fullerton and Leo Shanahan cover the major issues facing this country.
You went down to the ACCC.
And the global economy. Tiki, weekdays from 4:30.
Welcome back to Wayfarer from LA. Whether you like wired or wireless, Bose has a number of headphones in their range that are ideal for frequent flyers. Here's some of our favorites. When we hit the road, we've always got a pair of the Bose QC35 Mark II headphones with us for music, editing videos and making calls. Not only are the QC35-2s comfortable to wear, they offer brilliant sound thanks to the impeccable noise cancellation and audio performance, and they also go the distance with a 20-hour battery life. The headphones are easy to use when it comes to making calls, accessing Siri and connecting to Google Assistant. There's an action button on the left ear cup which connects straight to Google Assistant without having to grab your phone, unlock it and find the app. Bose and Google work together on the exclusive experience in the QC35-2s, making it the first integration of Google Assistant in a headphone. Like its predecessor, the QC35 Mark II's noise cancellation is fully activated when the headphone is on, but the Bose Connect app now lets you choose to keep it on high, turn it down low, or disable it completely. The Connect app also lets you change the action button's functionality, so you can control the noise settings from the ear cup when you want, and switch back to your Google Assistant when you want as well. The QC35 Mark II noise cancelling headphones come in black and silver. When it's time for sleep or trying to beat the dreaded jet lag, Bose has a brilliant solution in the form of the noise masking Sleepbuds. These are tiny wireless earbuds that combine a comfortable design with soothing sounds to block, cover and replace the most common noises that interfere with our sleep. Bose Sleepbuds are the smallest Bose products ever made, and they come with 10 preloaded sleep tracks that mirror the frequencies of snoring, neighbours, dogs, traffic and much more, hiding them beneath a layer of relaxing audio. Bose Sleepbuds use low-energy Bluetooth. They're iOS and Android compatible and come with the Bose Sleep app that makes it easy to update, control and select preferences. Bose Sleepbuds come in a brushed aluminium charging case that provides up to 16 hours of battery life unplugged, which is ideal for both travel and overnight stays. For more information, visit bose.com.au. One of the most talked about new hotels here in West Hollywood is the Kimpton La Peer Hotel. Let's go inside now and chat with General Manager Nick Rimedio to see what it's all about. We're here at the Kimpton La Peer Hotel in West Hollywood, one of the newest Kimptons in the world, and I think one of the best designed.
Thank you so much. We're right here in the heart of the design district, and it is 105 rooms right off of the steps of Melrose.
So convenient, like you've got Melrose, Santa Monica, you've got La Cienega up the street, you've got Doheny right here. You're literally in the heart of West Hollywood on the edge of Beverly Hills, so you can get everywhere very easily from here, Nick.
Well, we call it that we're in LA's most walkable neighborhood. So literally you can come in for the weekend and never have to use your car throughout the entire stay, which is when you ever get to say walkable in LA in the same sentence.
Well, you can just go down to the Beverly Center down the street. You've obviously got all the bars and restaurants and sunsets up the street. So obviously people are coming here for obviously a good time, a fun time, and also you get both business and leisure.
Absolutely. You've got world-class retail on Melrose and Robertson. You mentioned the Beverly Center. They just renovated. And then on Sunset, you have the iconic hotels, and then Santa Monica Boulevard, all the nightlife that you can handle.
And here you've got a great restaurant, a really good bar. You've got a pool that's one of the quietest pools in Los Angeles.
It really is this oasis where you're right in the middle of everything, but you have the chance just to kind of slip away and find that quiet time. And you mentioned the restaurant, Casey Lane from the Tasting Kitchen down in Venice. He has the Figueroa in downtown, and we're so happy to have him here at Viale dei Romani.
Yeah, amazing Italian food and a really great wine list as well.
It's not your typical Italian. Casey was really kind of creative in the sense of bringing together the flavors of southern Italy as well as northern Africa. So it really is a great take on really fresh, vibrant flavors.
And it's one of the many amenities here in the hotel. You've obviously got a wonderful lobby lounge as well, which I think you've got such great space available there. So, I mean, lobbies now are tiny. You've got this really great space you can relax in.
Absolutely. I like to, almost compare it to these layers of surprise. So when you come into the property with this beautiful porte-cochere, the tile was inspired by actually the post office in Pasadena. Then you come into our living room, 6,000 square feet of public space, a place where the community and our hotel guests alike can relax. And then you mentioned the courtyard bar, this really great indoor-outdoor lounge experience, and then going off to the pool itself.
And when you've got that pool, having that area which guests can feel very relaxed in, it's not like a lot of pools in LA where there's a party going on the whole time.
No party. It is really that place where you can, kind of create your own party or just relax, whatever you want to do.
Now tell us about the interior design here. You said, as we said, round the corner, especially on Melrose where we are, there's a lot of interior design stores and furniture shops. And obviously when you come in here, the design's impeccable.
So Gula Jonsdottir is our designer, and the great story about that was she was in the original building that was on this property prior to the construction of the hotel. And the original developer said, we have good news and bad news for you. The bad news is we're kicking you out of your office. The good news is you're going to be hired to design the hotel. So with Gula, she's originally from Iceland. We have this really great mix of warmth and texture with this great modern feel.
Yeah.
And so it really weaves together all of those design elements from our district to really, truly represent the neighborhood.
And I guess you are in that design neighborhood, so people are going to be expecting something great from a design standpoint.
Absolutely, and part of that is how we incorporate that into our services and our amenities.
Yeah.
So, I'm really proud to say this hotel, 95% of everything that we do and serve for our hotel guests is actually from a local business, whether it's down the street or around the corner.
Yeah.
It really incorporates all of those design features.
Now, some of the best bathrooms I've seen in a hotel, they're very light filled, they're not blocked by walls, and they've got these great bathtubs in them.
Those are our wet rooms, and so those are in our signature king rooms and our suites, and so it's a combination bathtub and shower. There's a little risque element in terms of how you can kind of look into the bedroom. But what that allows is really that natural light to come through. So many hotel bathrooms are, as you mentioned, totally dark, and we don't have that problem.
We think a lot of bathrooms nowadays in hotels are kind of shoved in the back corner now, and they're trying to get smaller and smaller and smaller. You've gone very much against that mold.
I mean, the bath experience should be just as great as your sleeping experience. And so, to that we created bath rituals where we can actually come in and set the bath for you.
Yeah.
So you can totally relax and not have to worry about it and sit down with a martini and just let the day, fly away.
Now, one of my favorite little things about the hotel is actually at the bar, where you've got a great aperitivo hour, where you've got some really great dishes from the restaurant and some drinks in this beautiful semi-outdoor setting.
Happy hours every day. They've got some great cocktails, wine. Francois, the wine director, does a great job of bringing in wines from all over the world. And so it's that kind of place, again, where it's equal parts hotel guest and the neighborhood.
Now, someone told me you actually do a little secret here in the rooms where you can make your own cocktails at the minibar.
That is true. So our butlers can actually bring cocktails up to you. We have a full minibar, and they will create cocktails on demand. So if you don't feel like making a Manhattan, don't do it. Call us, and we'll come up and do it for you.
Yeah, those little cocktails in the rooms and the bottles make it so easy to have a cocktail in your room nowadays.
That's from a company called Bottle Service, and I did sample a few of them just to make sure they were up to speed. And what's great about those is you literally just open it, put ice in the glass, pour, and you're good to go.
Wonderful. Well, Nick, thank you so much for having us here at this beautiful hotel.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
4 o'clock is time to take stock.
Watch and wait to see how the numbers settle here.
Whether you're watching the final Aussie trade, the ongoing Asian markets, or getting ready for overnight sessions,
What are we looking to around the European region?
join us for the show that puts the day's events in perspective.
In times of uncertainty and volatility like we are seeing right now.
Trading Day, the final count. Weekdays from 4 on Your Money. For more, go to yourmoney.com.au.
This week on Auction Day, having a $30 million home is great, but when the time comes, how do you sell it? Alison Coops joins us for her insider tips.
With the Royal Banking Commission having released their findings, our expert will break down how this will affect you and your property.
And if you're looking for ideas on where to take your special someone on Valentine's Day, we'll take you to the most romantic getaways around Australia.
And our very own Maddie Hale scours the country to find the best wedding venues for your special day.
There's upheaval in the financial industry.
Misconduct must end.
To make sense of it all, tune in to free-to-air Channel 95 or Foxtel 601. Australia's leading business journalists get to the issues affecting your money.
What are you going to do about your relationship with customers?
Featuring live market coverage all day and every weeknight. Tips to look after your family's finances on Your Money Live. Tune in or go online to yourmoney.com.au.
One of the hottest new hotels in West Hollywood is Hotel 850, owned by prominent hotelier Jeff Klein. Let's catch up with him now to talk about that new hotel and his other projects. Jeff, thanks so much for your time today. We're here at Hotel 850 in West Hollywood, and one of the newest hotels in LA and one of the smallest.
That's correct.
Tell us about this little project of yours.
There's a bungalow, an original bungalow from the late 1800s, which is one of the oldest buildings in the city of West Hollywood that we restored. And then behind it built this new building, and it's 23 rooms. And it's a very residential-like and intimate hotel. It's a very unique property that doesn't really exist in West Hollywood.
But even like fireplaces in the rooms and great TVs and really nice designed spacious bathrooms as well.
Thank you. Yeah, so it was important to us, to have fireplaces in all the rooms. It actually does get cold at night in LA, and it's cozy, and it's a fun thing to go to sleep to and cozy up to with a book. And we also have a couple of different public spaces, which is unusual for a smaller hotel. So there's the reception room, which is this little lounge area. Then there's the living room where we serve breakfast, which also has a big fireplace. And then there's the roof, which we're on right now.
Yeah. So you really you feel like you're in someone's house in this little hotel.
Yes, it is very personal. It's very intimate, very residential, and that was really the purpose of it. I felt like there were so many hotels all competing with each other, and they all have, as beautiful as they may be and as great as some of them might be, there's always a very impersonal, faceless feeling I think that you get in a hotel. And I thought this was a really interesting opportunity. And I actually stayed in a similar hotel in Sicily, in Noto, and I was very unexcited about going there because I thought, I really need all these amenities, even though I never use them. And I ended up staying there, and it was one of my favorite hotel experiences that I've ever had. And this is about 8 years ago, and I thought, God, I really wish I could do something like that in LA. And this opportunity came up, and I thought this would be perfect for that sort of intimate, personal hotel.
So do you think we're getting smaller now, Jeff? Is that the trend? I mean, you own another hotel, which is bigger than this one, and you've had hotels in New York that are bigger than this one. Is it getting small? Is small now, is that what we're after in travel?
I don't know if it's a trend. I know that there's a definite demand for it because I think people crave that personal attention and that feeling. It's hard to do. They're very hard to make money on, quite frankly, because the economies of scale are so much smaller. But I also think they're really fun, pleasant experiences. And if a hotelier has the opportunity to do a small one, I think it's an exciting thing for one.
It's very different than your other hotel up the street, isn't it?
It is very different from those. So my other hotel up the street is the Sunset Tower Hotel, which is this beautiful Grand Dam Art Deco building built in 1929, 81 rooms. It has all these, there's 2 restaurants, a very large gym, a spa. So it's a very different thing.
And you've got some of the most popular hotels in America, literally a stone's throw from you, don't we? Alongside Sunset, you've got new hotels coming as well. But it's really a thriving part of Los Angeles from a hospitality scene, isn't it?
It is a thriving part, and I also feel Hotel 850 is so unique that obviously competition always is scary, but I think our offering is so unique that people who are looking for this kind of experience, are never going to be able to find it anywhere else, and especially the new hotels, which are 300 rooms, and it's just a different thing.
Now, you spent a lot of time in New York, and the two markets are very different from a hotel scene, aren't they? This is an example, I think, of what you said, where people do want residential and local. This is very different to some of those big hotels that we see in New York.
That's right. Yeah, and New York really, LA still does not have enough hotels for the demand that we're seeing, whereas New York has too many hotel rooms for the demand. New York is, a fantastic city and has great hotels, but there's just too many hotel rooms for the number of travelers they have.
That's right. Now, you've also worked with some of the best chefs in America as well, and partnered with them and won many awards. And how do you see the LA food scene at the moment? Is it thriving?
It is thriving, and it's very interesting. LA food is extremely clean and simple, I would describe it as. That's what really works in LA. And there's a lot of great new restaurants, and walking distance from this hotel, really fun places to go, and it's extremely exciting. It reminds me a bit of New York in the 80s and 90s when I was very young and living there.
So the beauty you have with this little hotel is the fact that you do have great dining experiences literally a stone's throw away, and you haven't had to put a restaurant in.
That's exactly right. So we serve, a beautiful breakfast in the morning, but we really want, because we feel that, everybody's in this hotel to experience the neighborhood and the city, and they can walk to, there's a dozen wonderful hotels within walking distance. And walking in LA is an unusual thing, and that's something that we have. It's one of our unique selling points as well.
One of the best ways to get to Los Angeles is on Virgin Australia with their luxury cabin called The Business. Here's what it's all about. Virgin Australia flies Boeing 777-300ERs to Los Angeles from Brisbane, Melbourne and Sydney. And on board you'll find an exclusive cabin called The Business. It features 37 individual and private suites that convert into the length of a queen-size bed at 80 inches. The Business features a reverse herringbone cabin layout, maximising privacy and enabling 100% direct aisle access in a 1-2-1 configuration. You'll find a generous side console area providing ample space to work, multitask and store personal items, with the addition of a bedside amenity nook for easy access while resting. When it's time to turn in, you'll find a turn-down service with pyjamas, memory foam mattress toppers and high-grade cotton pillows and doonas. Entertainment is available on 18-inch high-definition touchscreens with noise-cancelling headphones to round out the experience. Should you wish to work or connect with friends on social media, Wi-Fi was recently fitted to the Boeing 777 fleet, and it's one of the best connections in the sky. On the food front, Top Chef Luke Mangan has designed menus that are paired with premium wines. Meals are delivered in a fine dining experience through a la carte or express dining options. One of the many X factors of The Business is the full-service onboard bar, which comes complete with stools and couches. Virgin Australia's service on board is top-notch, and we think it's one of the best ways to get to LA. Well, that's it from us in Los Angeles. Thanks for watching, and see you next time on Wayfarer.
Keep ahead of every